And Jim Kelly was talking with him earlier.
Larry Mowry, before his big victory last week in San Antonio, said the senior tour is a lot like sex. When you're 23, you expect it. When you're over 50, you appreciate it.
That's true. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, this senior tour, and it's given a lot of us a chance to gain fame and fortune that we'd have never had before, quite frankly, and fill the pockets of some of the old players who really deserve to make some money, and it's great to see it.
You won a senior majors this year, the senior PGA, followed it up with a big victory last week in San Antonio. Larry Mowry elevating himself to a new level among the senior players. Has it sunk in yet? I mean, are you getting more recognition? You enjoying this new status?
I am. I'm really enjoying it, Jim. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying it. My golf swing, I'm working real hard on my swing, and I think it's getting a little bit better. I actually played a high hook with my second shot to the 18th hole last week. And you've seen me before. I've had that big over-the-top fade coming at it, and I hope that this is just the start of some good things to happen this year.
Larry Mowry, a fascinating story. I mean, how good a player could you have been back where you're not battling the bottle?
Well, I played the tour when they had $2,000 first money and things like that, and I was not a dedicated young man when I was on the tour. I didn't know much about how to fix golf clubs or what shaft to use or anything, and quite frankly, at this day and age, college players know more than most of the touring pros did back in the old days when I played. So it's a question mark as to whether I would have become really one of the real top players back in that period. It may have happened. I'll have to be honest about it. I was, if there was a party or something that was going on, I was the first one there and the last one to leave, and that's not a very good way to try to become a top player.
How big an influence has Karen been in your life now?
When I met Karen, I had quit the tour and was just kind of floundering around, and she saw something in me that I didn't know I had, quite frankly, and she refers to it as an old tarnished antique that looked pretty good, and she knew that if she could polish it up, it might turn into something, and thank God I've justified her marrying me. I really wondered at times what was going to happen. But she's a wonderful girl, and she's probably the one reason that I've come this far.
Since you've had such a successful senior career, do you expect any kind of a letdown now this week? I mean, sometimes players get in a groove, they are able to keep it rolling, and sometimes they lose it altogether. How do you feel?
Well, you never know. I am working on a swing right now that should enable me to play more of the hooking type courses we play out here in the senior tour. And I think my game is just pretty much developing at this point. Well, I have a bigger question about that as you have, we'll say, at this point. But I feel that my potential is right around the corner, and I'm going to be shooting in Miller Barber for #1 this year. I'm going to give it the best go I have.
Where's that John Wayne hat?
The John Wayne hat is at the motel at the present time, but I'll bring it out again. That was a lot of fun. I didn't plan on winning the golf tournament and putting that hat on. It just kind of turned out. I bought it as a joke. My wife thought I was crazy to buy it. Dale Douglas saw the bullet holes in the hat. He told my wife, well, that answers a lot of questions that I had about Larry.
Thank you for spending time with us. Make a lot of birdies.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
And the man he said he was gunning for, #1 on the money list, right here, Miller Barber, a chance to go 1 under par. This would put him 2 behind Chi-Chi if it goes in. Did he hit it, Murph? How about that?
Hit it.
So Miller Barber climbs to within 2 of this man. This was Chi-Chi's birdie try.
All speed. All speed. You can see Chi-Chi talking to himself.
Lee Elder at 14, his third shot. He's even par after that bogey at 12.
Slow down now. Slow down. Pitches off to the right there. Not a good little pitch when you're that close to the green. Lee's disappointed with that.
Up on the tee with Jim Coulter.
Yeah, X is taking it down the right side. Brought it back into the middle of the fairway. It's perfect. Can't cut off too much of this hole today. It's a little bit into the breeze. It's got it dead center. Now this hole favors Larry. He likes to let that ball slide. Looking real good down the middle. Trying to drift back just a little. Just to the right of Miller's ball. Another excellent drive.
Right on the 150 stone there.
And the pin's fairly well close to the middle today, so that's about what it is.
Jimmy, these three are a fashion plate today. We'll have to get you out of navy blue.
And Cheech got it on the right edge, trying to draw it back just a little. Looking real good.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
Got it in the middle of the fairway.
Orville Moody at 17. 2 under par, 1 off the lead.
Orville got a real break in it. He watched Dave Hill's putt immediately before his and knew exactly the line. Most of the guys have been misreading that putt today.
Well, that's what's called paying attention and going to school.
So it's Chichi. He's at 3 under par. The Sarge goes to 2 under and trails by 1, along with D. Ray Simon and Tommy Aaron.
The Yardman mower on the left has all the quality features of the high-priced mower on the right, except one, the high price. Yardman, everything the high-priced mowers have, except the high price. The Yardman tractor on the left has all the quality features of the high-priced tractor on the right, except one, the high price. Yardman, everything the high-priced tractors have, except the high price.
When it comes to making great wheels look their best, Eagle One doesn't miss a beat. Eagle One, masters in the art of visual perfection. Eagle One's professional guide to auto detailing available now at participating retailers.
Outstanding field, tightly bunched. Live first-round coverage continuing of the Bell Atlantic St. Christopher's Classic. Chi-Chi by 1. D. Ray Simon is finished up. Orville Moody, moments before, with 2 under 68s. And there is Miller Barber. That was for a par, and we'd like to apologize. An error with tournament scoring. They had Miller Barber's score on the backside wrong. He was even par. And we go to 17, Larry Mowry.
It's a hard game when other people make bogeys for you. Get your score wrong.
Bite.
Whoa.
Whoa, baby. I noticed last week with the lead, he putted that boldly, and he just made every one of these babies coming back.
That's exactly right. You know what I couldn't help notice last week, Jim Colbert? Miller Barber is strong and as long as he hits it on a lot of shots. For instance, last week at the 15th hole, the par 3, he took 1 club more than the other players. And today on the par 3, he took 1 club more than the other players and hit it right pin high.
He's done that a lot, but he's also, like here, we didn't have it on our camera, but he left it short. Sometimes I think he does a little too much of that instead of accelerating through it. And he's hit a few funky iron shots. Chi-Chi with the long putter. It's about 9 feet, so qualifies as being inside the 10-foot range to use the long one. For birdie. Wow.
He gave that real good speed, too.
Meanwhile, at 18, Don Bees. 3 top 10 finishes in 8 starts this year. Chi-Chi, by the way, tapped in.
Don is really playing well. That was a long, loose, rhythmical swing. Very nice.
Lee Elder, second shot at 16. Only 18 feet of green to work with on the right.
Oops.
My. That's why.
Didn't like that one at all.
Well, the Sarge finished up with a 2 under 68. Let's check in with Orville and Terry.
Standing here with Orville and his daughter, Michelle. Orv, Michelle's worked for you about a year. There's pros and cons of having one of your offspring work for you. Let's talk a little bit about how you got hooked up bringing her out on the tour.
Well, it was her idea. I didn't even think about it, and I was looking for a caddy, and
she said something about, why can't I caddy for you, Daddy? And I said, well, you want to try? That's fine with me. I didn't even think she wanted to. And sure enough, she came out and she's done a great job.
Well, Michelle, you've been here about a year. What do you need to do to kind of whip your dad across the finish line here this week?
I don't know, just get him to hit those putts harder, I guess. We've been hitting them a little easy and they bounce off line, so we can hit them a little firmer.
Well, you've got the caddy lingo down. We kind of hit them pretty good. But, Orv, it was remarkable how dry the course was today, in spite of all the rain, walking on the fairways and on the greens. I thought it was very playable.
The course is very dry in most spots. Now, in the low places, of course, the water stood a little bit and it's a little wet, but as a whole, the course is playing really great, I think.
Well, we all know that you put the long putter on the map. A lot of guys are trying to copy your method. You've been very successful with it. How many different methods have you tried before you came on to that long putter and the method you have?
There's really no telling how many. It's probably 25 or 30 different ways. I've tried even putting with my eyes closed and cross-handed bass backwards with putter and just many, many different things. Even with a real short putter, I putted for a while. And I tried, a putter a little longer than a normal putter for a few times and tried it every different way I could do it. And there's just no telling how many ways I tried it. And this one here just really hit it off.
Orville, good luck the rest of the week. Thanks, Michelle. Back to Jim Kelly.
All right, it's lunchtime now. Michelle gets a little apple.
Get a little break.
There's your leaderboard.
Jonathan Wessner.
You're having a party and you want it to be the best looking party in all history. Come to the paper party, something special and new. The paper party, we're here to serve you. We've got plates for the food and cups for the beer. We've got decorations for occasions all through the year. Come to the paper party, something special and new. The paper party, we're here to serve you.
Come to the paper party.
Jim Kelly, Bob Murphy, Jim Colbert, Terry Deal, and all our ESPN golf team back with you for live first-round coverage of the Bell Atlantic St. Christopher's Classic, bunkered at 16, Lee Elder. And that for his par.
It lipped it out. It actually hit in the hole on the left-hand side. Just too hard to stay in.
Arnold Palmer, this was his second shot to the par 4-17. And to within 5 feet of the flag for a birdie try. At 18, Bob Charles in the trees. This his fourth shot to the par 4 final hole. Birdied 17 to get it 1 under. And that remains for a bogey.
There are some trees in the driving area, Jim, on 18, which we will see as the tournament goes on really come into play. There's a big tree down the left side. There's a large fir on the right, and there are 3 bright cottonwoods in back of the firs that we can see on the left-hand side of your screen. There you see where the players have driven the ball. The tree I was referring to initially is the tree on the right where the marshal's walking.
There is only one roar like a Palmer roar. Get ready for it if this goes in.
As you can see in your screen almost that Arnie has put the shaft of the club up against his left arm. And it's helping him swing his shoulders and really hit the putt rather than think about a stroke. That played just a little too high. Arnie said this morning on the practice screen, he said, how does that look to you, Murph? I said, looks fine. I think it's a very good idea. He said, it may last 1 hole or 2 or 6. You never know.
How long will it be before Arnold tries that elongated putter?
I would be surprised if he goes to that. I think he's on the right track now. You can see what I'm referring to. You can see his shoulder swinging as opposed to using all arms and hands.
For his bogey at 18, Dealer, how does his putt line up?
Well, this is a difficult putt here. As we've seen, players have been having a lot of difficulty making this putt from above the hole. He's giving it a good look. He's looked at it from all angles. It's coming straight downhill. Another speed putt. It's going to break slightly from his left to right.
An even par 70 for Bob Charles. He joins Walt Zabriskie and Frank Beard in the clubhouse with even par 70s today. And now Harold Henning working on a round of even par 70. He can go to 1 under par if he makes this birdie. You don't see that very often from Harold.
It's funny, Harold seems to miss a lot of the short ones, not a lot, but he misses more short ones than he does that 15 to 20 foot range. He really bangs those in the hole. But we've seen a lot of putts missed today, and I think it has everything to do with the weather. Nothing against the Greens Committee. They've done an excellent job. The golf course is in fantastic shape.
Short putts being missed in this first round. Casper taps in for his par and a round of 3 over 73. Let's join Jimmy with Chi-Chi.
160 yards to the hole. Perfect lie, perfect distance for this club. Only thing you don't want to do is land about 5 yards short and suck back off the green. Well, he's going right at it, Murph. I mean directly at it.
And we did a 1 and a 2 and a thank you.
Larry's got 154 off a downslope. This is an 8-iron. He's got to force this a little bit.
Golf is fun.
Got it to the right.
Thank you, Arnold Palmer.
See, he tried to hit it hard, Murph, and he got a little bit ahead of it and hung it out to the right.
Pretty natural thing to do off that stance.
Okay, you know, the legs work pretty quick off that downslope when he took the underside of the club's 8-iron.
Jimmy, I don't know if you heard it. Chi-Chi was over talking to the gallery. He cried out a couple times. He said, golf is fun. Golf is fun. Thank you, Arnold Palmer.
X with the 7-iron. X got it nice and high. Looks real good. Uh-oh, get up.
Slow down.
Miller Barber's staring at it. He's even par, 3 off the lead. The man that's 3 under has a chance to go to 4 under. His birdie try when we come back.
Hi. Hi. We're almond growers. We know many of you enjoy the great taste of barbecuing, which improves the flavor of everything, including almonds. A friendly word of advice. If you try to barbecue almonds, they're likely to fall through your grill. So we've barbecued them for you.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Blue Diamond almonds, now in barbecue and 7 other great tastes.
A can a week. That's all we ask.
Introducing the Freedom Zoom 90 from Minolta. When you can't get to the picture, its 90mm lens brings the picture to you. It's the only compact zoom with 5-beam autofocus, so even subjects that aren't centered come to you in perfect focus. The easy-to-use Zoom 90, newest of the Freedom cameras.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Welcome back to the par 4 finishing hole. Larry Mowry is at 2 over par, Miller Barber at even par, and our tournament leader Chi-Chi Rodriguez at 3 under. Also there, Jim Colbert.
Larry's going to have to hit a sand wedge. It's a very grassy lie. The ball's nestled down. Grass is pretty thick, a little bit damp. He'll have to pop it pretty good. It won't spin. It'll just run itself out. It'll probably carry it about 9 or 10 feet in the air. Let it run the last 15. Harder. He hit it a little heavy. Hit on the downslope. He got a great bouncer. He'd have been even shorter. Just typical mistake. I've done that a lot, Murph. He just quit on it.
You bet. You know, he told me an interesting thing this morning, that he puts his weight back on his right side on those kinds of chip shots. And I do the dead opposite, Jim Colbert. What about yourself?
Well, I do the dead opposite, too, for the very reason of the shot we just saw, because then your wrists get into the shot and start breaking before you hit it. And the club, when your right passes the left, the club actually grows. In other words, it gets longer.
Nobody asked me what I do with mine.
That's true.
We'll have to get you to show us, Jim.
Miller Barber, even par, 3 off the lead.
He'll give this a pretty good run. This will go just a little bit to his left.
And, of course, a lot of cash at stake at the end of the year for the RJR Cup. He's the all-around leader as well as the birdie leader, and he's #1 on the money list. 2 victories this year.
To hurry.
Ooh, he had the line, Murph. He just needed a little bit firmer.
An even par round of 70 for Miller Barber. He joins Walt Zabriskie, and with a round of 70, Frank Beard. Now to go 4 under.
He's stretching a point here, Murph. I think he's more in the 11.5-foot range. He's outside that 10-foot range that he said he was going to use this long putter today. But you might notice the caddy has the other one. He could still switch.
Judgment is yet to come. You were telling us earlier that in order for Chi-Chi to carry 2 putters, he had to take a club out, and he selected to take the 2-iron out.
Most players don't like to hit that club anyway, Murph. With the long putter from about 11.5, 12 feet.
That was a good putt, Jim. It looked like he started it right on the edge, and it stayed on the edge all the way.
Yeah, he indicated that it went to the right, and I think he thought it would go left if it did anything. And I did fade just a little.
Lee Elder at 17, his second shot. He's 1 under par.
See if he can hit a little better iron than he did the last. He certainly didn't move forward the way he did on 16 when he pushed it way off in the bunker.
Larry Mowry's par putt. And a bogey for a round of 73.
Yeah, he bogeyed the last 2 holes, Jim.
Bruce Devlin, even par after that bogey at 14.
Bruce is going with a 4-iron. It's been a popular club here today. He's pulled it left. It's going to miss the green well left.
Hit the tree and fell directly down.
For his 367 and the lead. Chi-Chi Rodriguez, who won here 2 years ago. And what do you do now, Cheech? Be careful.
He's got to figure that out. This is going to take some time.
The saber becomes a javelin. There's your leader. We'll come right back.
The Honda Lawnmower. It was first with a convenient blade brake clutch, with an automotive-type shaft drive, with an easy-starting overhead valve engine. It's the first mower good enough to be a Honda.
You know Bell Atlantic provides great phone service, but wait till you see what our data services can do. We're 1 billion bits of information per second that help keep industry working. Our data resources help keep the country running and the future bright. Everywhere you do business. We're doing more than just fun. We're Bell Atlantic.
Defending champion Bruce Crampton, golf legend Arnold Palmer, and super senior Chi-Chi Rodriguez compete at the St. Christopher's Classic, Saturday and Sunday afternoon, live on ESPN.
Chi-Chi Rodriguez, who won the 1989 Bob Jones Award, the highest honor given by the USGA, our leader by 1 over D. Ray Simon, who finished up early with a 2 under 68. By 1 over Orville Moody, who finished up a few minutes ago with that 2 under 68. And over Tommy Aaron, who's finishing up on the front side, who's currently at 2 under par, and Mike Hill, who's coming into camera range right now. Don Bees also 2 shots off the lead, along with Jim Dent and Lee Elder. Miller Barber has finished at even par, along with Bob Charles and Walt Zabriskie. Speaking of Chi-Chi, he's with Jimmy.
Chi-Chi, congratulations. It's been a while since you've had the lead.
Yeah, Jimmy, I played extremely well today. I really could have had some round, but I didn't make the putts coming in, but I made a bunch of putts on the front nine, so everything caught up. That long putter is going to do me a lot of good, but I like to dedicate that round to my wife who's been sick in Hawaii with bronchitis. God bless her. I love her.
Yeah, Ivalani, that's from ESPN crew as well. Cheech, you said 10 feet before you started. In other words, 10 feet in the long putter, outside of that, the short putter. You stretched it a little on the last hole.
Yeah, well, that was about 10 feet. I figured, well, of course, I'm not in the real estate business,
yeah,
Jimmy. So
I'd like to buy some from you.
Yeah, yeah, but I putted extremely well, those short ones. See that last little putt I had? I don't think I could have handled it with the little putter because I was a little nervous. You know why I like that long putter, Jimmy? You know why I really like it? It's closest to the spot of my body, which is the greatest thing that I got. My hand and my putter gets close to my heart. And that's why I like it.
Well, your heart's close to a lot of people, including the kids.
Thank you, Jimmy. My heart is open for all the people. I love them all.
Okay, thanks, Cheech.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jim Kelly.
Chi-Chi's here. Ivalani's in Hawaii. Who's watering those plants back in Naples, Florida? Chi-Chi and Ivalani had us out to their house. What a beautiful home. And then this was the Devil's second shot at 15. And a lot of work, Bob Murphy, for his par.
Well, he left himself in a rather unenviable position there.
And he's just bogeyed, Terry, 14. You don't want two bogeys in a row.
No, he had a very difficult second shot. Left himself his putt here at 22, 23 feet. Big left to right breaker. Hard putt. And he's knocked it through the break, running about 3 feet by. The hole is not yet complete for Mr. Devlin.
Doug Sanders finished up with a 78. Bill Collins a 79. Now, at 18, Arnold Palmer, a chance to go in the clubhouse at +1. He would be only 4 off Chi-Chi's lead.
Slow down, it's got a chance.
Nice bubble stuff.
Arnie still roots for him, just...
Man, I hit a good putt there.
Those eyes, that grimace, he just thinks everyone's going to drop.
I remember when I first started the tour, I would swear to you that the man could will the ball in the hole. Just, you could look at him and just, you knew it was going to go in because he had that look.